Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Good to see you guys again. Just looking forward to finishing out this week of practice and next week of practice and getting ready for this bowl game. Our guys are excited. They're practicing hard. The coaches are doing a great job preparing them and looking forward to it.
Down front, Brent.
Coach, how have you balanced, I know it's been a topic, how have you balanced working for Syracuse on the recruiting front, going into homes and everything, but also still being the interim coach at Texas A&M?
I made a commitment, and you guys were here when I did that, so my commitment was to see these guys through the bowl game. And before I took a job, again, I told those programs who I was talking to that it was important that I finished through the bowl game. You know, so there was days when we weren't practicing, when I had to go on the road and recruit. There was days when we had practice, they knew I had to be back in town for practice. And again, we did a lot of Zoom messages and Zoom staff meetings while I was on the road to make sure we knew exactly what the plan was for practice. Again, no way, no how did I short A&M and the preparation for these kids. I made sure whatever I had to do, if I had to get up at 5 a.m. and write out a schedule and send it to Dustin so the rest of the guys knew exactly what the plan was, giving our coordinators a chance to prepare ahead of time before I leave and go back on the road to make sure we have everything in line. Again, like I said, when I'm here, I got my A&M shirt on, and I'm preparing these guys for this bowl game, okay? When I'm at Syracuse, I'm at Syracuse and I'm recruiting. That's all we can do right now, or I'm evaluating the players there. So again, it's part of this business, you know, and I've been trying to do the best of my ability to make sure I'm giving both sides everything I got.
So when you're in a recruit's home, you're talking up Syracuse at that point?
Yes, you know, that's where I'll be the defensive coordinator at, and I am preparing for Syracuse once this bowl game is over, so I'm recruiting for Syracuse. And like I said, if a recruit reaches out and asks me my thoughts about Texas A&M, like I said before, I'm going to always tell them about this program and what this school can do for them. I'm also talk to them about the coaching staff here and what this coaching staff can do for them. You know, so that's what that is.
Second row on the right, David.
How much mixing and matching have you had to do with portal guys going into the portal, NFL draft potential, and just guys maybe opting out? How difficult has that been to fill certain spots?
First and foremost, okay, as far as the guys transferring and getting in the portal, the main thing with that is if the parents reach out, the kid reached out and asked me, what are your thoughts? I said, you need to stay here. Especially when you got guys, when you got coaches in line already, okay? You got coaches in line that they can meet and see, okay, how do I fit? Like I said, if I'm a defensive player here, I think you go to Coach Elko and you understand that Coach Elko's going to play a great defense on the field, okay? If I'm going to play D-line here, I think Coach Spence has done it on all different levels. They have to give those guys the opportunity to explain to them what their role may be, okay? So that's been the main thing there. As far as recruits, okay, when you talk to recruits, we got to understand this. Recruiting is all about relationships. People talk to people. People trust people. Buildings don't talk to people. Stats don't talk to people. Resources doesn't talk to people. But when relationships are made, okay, then they can explain to them what a place can do for them. I think the biggest transition now is building relationships. I'm dealing with it on my side for Syracuse, and I'm pretty sure these guys are dealing with it as well. Like I said, this is a great place to be. It's great coaches. Now it's all about the fit and relationships.
Has it been difficult, though, to put players in positions where it's maybe a little thin because of the portal?
Again, guys have their individual reasons for getting in the portal. What we got to do is get the best 22 guys on the field that's showing up every day and preparing and ready to practice and ready to go compete. You know, so the guys that are here, that's who we're going to coach. The guys that aren't here, they have every opportunity to be at practice and remain in the portal. Because when we talked about being a team, we never said you can only be part of this team if such and such was the head coach or such and such was your position coach or coordinator. We said that we was a brotherhood. And within that brotherhood, we have one more game left. So again, I looked at it as I talked to the staff and I said, are we okay with letting guys remain in the portal and still practice? And the whole staff said yes. So again, this is their programs that they're representing. Until they make a decision, because they can always jump out of the portal, until they make a decision, they can come to practice, they can be at meetings, and they can play in this bowl game until somebody tells me otherwise.
Coach will go back behind the lights in the middle. Darryl?
Coach, with that being said, how many guys that are in the portal are still practicing and going to participate in the bowl game?
We We have a few guys, I won't go into names, we have a few guys that's still practicing that's in the portal. Then we have some guys that's in the portal that haven't shown up yet.
And then I wanted to ask you about Ollie Gordon. The leading rusher in college football this year. He is still expected to play for Oklahoma State. How do you guys slow that guy down with the numbers that you have, or you don't have the same players that you had during the regular season?
He is elite. Okay, he won the Doak Walker for a reason. And we know it's not just he's elite. Also that's elite is the offensive line. They're tough. They finish blocks. They do a really good job. He's a patient runner. He's getting downhill. We understand the challenge. Okay, the defense understands the challenge. And we're doing everything possible during these days of practice to prepare them for that. And everyone to stand up to the challenge, no matter who's out there. We can put 11 on the field. Those 11 got prepared to go stop the run. Okay, but again, they have an elite receiver as well in Presley. And the quarterback is really experienced. So they have the full package. They was just in the Big 12 championship. That's a great conference. So we got to prepare. We got a really good team ahead.
Down front, right, Cole?
Elijah, this is a two-part question, but Nias announced that he would not be in the bowl game, but he would participate as a coach. Can you explain what his role is on the staff, and do you view him as a potential coach in waiting in the near future?
Nias been here for a few years. If anybody can coach those guys, and they got respect for those guys, it'd be a Nias. Okay, so he does a really good job working with the receivers. He brings juice to practice. So he's a joy to be around. We enjoy having him around as a coaching staff. We're teaching him now the ins and outs of being a coach and preparing for the week. But again, I think he can be a great coach because he's a leader. He cares about people. And he builds relationships. And that's what coaching is about.
And then with the transfer portal window opening for the 30-day visitation to where players can opt in or opt out, with bowl games being a factor primarily in the future as the college football playoff expands to 12 teams, would you like to see that date pushed back? That way players can see through the end of the goal?
Well, one thing you're seeing is you're seeing the teams that get in the playoffs, you're seeing less and less guys getting in the portal for those teams. All right, there should be a window, which I think it is, a window available for once the championship is over. Okay, to allow these players to finish out the bowl season, finish out playoffs, whatever it may be, finish that out with their teammates before they decide to make a decision to leave. I think what it does is it helps our guys or any team, it helps guys from getting injured, because when you got to play younger guys who are probably not ready, allows those guys to put another performance on tape to may help them in the portal. And everybody has a different reason why they get in the portal. So again, I think it's day to day. I can fight and talk about it so I'm blue in the face. But I think if guys do wait until their bowl game is over, or the playoffs is over, or championship, whatever it may be, okay, then they can finish out the season the right way and not have to decide to opt out. But you also have you have agents involved. Okay, you got guys preparing for all-star games, preparing for the draft. You have injuries. So there's a lot of different reasons why guys are getting in the portal or sitting out.
Down front, left, Travis.
So on game day, is Anias going to have a headset, be kind of a part of the staff, or is it going to be more of just kind of he'll talk to guys on the sidelines?
I have to look more into that. I don't really have the answers to that just yet.
Gotcha. And I know the cliche was always the bowl game is the celebration of the season, a time to get the guys together one last time. Does it still feel like that even with the portal and how things have changed in football?
Listen, the guys that showing up every day is enjoying it, and they're working hard, and I got nothing but respect for those guys. And again, nothing against the guys that's in the portal. They got to do what's best for them. I get that and I understand that. But right now I have to focus on the guys that's here. And the guys that's here are showing up. It's guys that's injured that's showing up. It's guys that's just showing up and working every day. So again, those are the guys we're focused on. And again, I have a great relationship with some guys that's in the portal, and we wish them the best.
And what's for the guys that are available to play, what's the overall health of the team? Is there any injuries that'll keep anybody particular out?
Yeah, we got guys that's working through it. Like I said, we're trying to get the best 22 on the field. So you're going to have guys that's fighting through some injuries, some guys that's getting rehab that'll be back, some guys we're trying to get that's banged up. We're trying to take care of those guys and get them healed up to play in the game. So that's what we're looking at right now.
Fourth row on the left, Rob.
Howdy, Coach. So how have you broken down practices as far as giving the young guys more reps and just what we do, or are we preparing for Oklahoma State the whole time, or kind of tell me how you've kind of broke down practices?
Yeah, so when you look at the NFL, okay, they don't have the same numbers as a college team. So when you're missing players due to injury, portal, whatever it may be, what you do, you take that NFL style of practice. So you learn how to go good on good, but at the same time service each other. So it's times we can call our defense and our offense calls their offense. There's times when the offense calls their offense and our defense may give them a look at what Oklahoma State does and vice versa. So we took an NFL approach to it, being efficient, okay, with the time that we're out there, but not having to stay out there too long.
Front left, Mark, and then Carter.
Elijah, obviously you're going to have a new offensive coordinator or play caller for this game with Coach Petrino gone. How have you guys had to tweak the scheme, if at all, since the change was made?
We have two great guys with a lot of experience coordinating, Coach Coley and Coach Cheney. Those two guys have been working really well together, putting the best plan together that our quarterback is ready and prepared for, and the rest of our players are prepared for. So those guys are working well together.
Second row on the right, Carter.
Elijah, I know McKinley and Layden are among the guys that announced that they were going to the draft. I don't think they said if they were opting out or not. Do you know if they'll play in the bowl game?
I say at the moment, those guys are both working on injuries, okay, and trying to heal up to get themselves prepared. So if they're not at the bowl game, those guys will be ready to be ready for their All-Star game. Both had Senior Bowl invites, and they'll both probably be at the Combine, I would think.
And I know Evan Stewart wasn't with you guys at the LSU game. Do you expect him to be available for the bowl game?
Again, although he's not in the portal, I say all those guys are welcome to be there. So we're looking forward to having everybody at practice.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Coach will go back behind the lights in the middle. Daryl.
Coach, I have two for you. One, just do you remember the 2019 rematch with Oklahoma State in the Texas Bowl?
I absolutely do.
Can you tell me a little bit what you remember the most about it?
Yeah, I just remember, was that, I think Mon had broke a really
Yes,
long
sir.
scramble. That kind of got the juice going back on the sideline, and things did well. I remember we had to play the Marvin Leal inside more due to Bobby having a big club on his hand or something like that. But it was fun. It was great to come out and being the victory of that part of that game. And again, I remember guys just being out there having fun, man. This game, we got a lot of Houston kids on this team. They'll get a chance to play in front of their families, so we're looking forward to it.
And then my other question, it's not really a follow-up, just what will you take from Texas A&M from your experience here throughout the rest of your coaching career?
I pray that wherever I go throughout my career that I always come to a fan base like Texas A&M. The people here has been good to me and my family. There's no experience like Kyle Field. The talent of the guys that we had here, and just the relationships of those players, and how nice people are here. Like I said, it's been a pleasant time for us. Like I said, we've been here for 6 years. Talking about me, as far as me and my family, and we really enjoyed every moment of it. So I remember the relationships. I remember you guys. I remember the fans. And like I said, it's overall this town. It's been a great town to live in.
We'll finish up with Cole and then Brent.
Elijah, just with more reps for Jalen in practice and a bit more continuity and ability to understand the offense, where have you seen the biggest growth from him from the last game of the season through practice so far?
Well, like I said, I'll tell you this, man, he's so resilient. He's great to be around. He's confident, but he's humble. He works harder. I ain't gonna say harder than anybody, but he works hard every day. Okay, I see a guy that can erase a mistake, okay, and move on to the next play. Again, you get a guy that starts off as a third-string quarterback and is called up to be the leader of this program. He's done a tremendous job. We grew closer as I stepped into the role as the interim. And it's been a joy to have him as my quarterback. I'm going to miss him. He's going to do great things. He's a great human being before he's a great quarterback, I'll tell you that. And I'm looking forward to watching him. I know he brings excitement to this team. Guys play hard for him, and guys have his back. He had us in position to go on the road and do something that's never been done before. And we're going to try to go through this bowl game and try to finish it out this time.
Brent, you'll finish this up.
Is there any concern being about a week out in terms of numbers for the bowl game? I mean, are you going to be okay in terms of scholarship numbers and having the amount of players you need to play?
Yeah, we're not looking forward to opting out of this bowl game, I'll tell you that. So if we go into this thing with 22 players, we're going to have 11 guys in the field at a time. So it's guys that show up every day, and they deserve to play this game. So if we got 11, And we can show up at 11, we'll show up at 11. If we got 85, we'll show up at 85. Whatever we have, and the guys show up every day, ready to prepare, we're going to do everything possible to go out there and make you guys proud.
Make it sound like it's 1922 there.
I'll tell you what, whatever we got to do to get it done, we will.
There you go. In clarification on, has Evan Stewart been practicing? Has he been taking part in practices?
Again, I'll leave that up to Evan. Like I said, it's a personal deal right now, so I'll get back to you guys on the next
Okay,
one.
and then Fidel Diggs and the Shamars, Turner and Stewart, are they all practicing?
Stewart has been practicing. Shamar has been at practice. Fidel Diggs has not been at practice.
Okay, and last one for you, Torian York, how much fun has it been to see his growth in just a short amount of time as well?
Man, you talk about, again, these guys are, man, your old school chip on the shoulder guys. Every reason why York shouldn't be in the SEC, you can say. Whether it's his height, whether it's his size, whether it's his high school rankings. Again, these guys that shows up and works and enjoys being here. He's a leader. He's one of the leaders since he stepped on the field. And you guys will be proud to have him as an Aggie for the next few years.